Oh God, we're live. Hey everyone. Uh, Hello, thank you for joining us for session 0 of Pirates of Dark Water, a Cypher system actual play today on the Happy Jacks Network. To catch up on past episodes, visit happyjacks.org, Pirates of Dark Water, to find all of the shows on the Happy Jacks Network. Visit happyjacks.org. Why would I ever insult you with a rehearsed show? Anyway, my name is Vixie Bell, and I'm your friendly neighborhood GM today here at the Happy Jacks table. I'm super excited to be here. Thank you for having me, Happy Jacks. And I cannot tell a story alone, especially not a story like this. If you're familiar with the Pirates of Dark Water, yes, we are playing it as a TTRPG. Yes, a TTRPG does exist for it. And yes, that TTRPG has no system that it works with, unless you count the initiative system. Hence why this just became a Cypher system actual play. But that said, I can't tell that story alone, like I said earlier, and I'm going to leave it to my players to tell you who they are, starting with the wonderful Lloyd, who I've sat at a table with before and is the most familiar face in the room currently.
Hi everyone, I'm Lloyd. I will be playing a character in this game. I haven't decided what one yet, and I'm looking forward to playing in this incredibly dark 90s cartoon that I watched when I was a child.
Okay. Lloyd, who you want to popcorn it to? I'll let you be the arbiter of
Sam!
the next. That was
How did I
not even hesitation.
know? How did I know it was gonna be me? Hi, hello everyone. I'm Samstar. I use she, they, and the occasional they pronouns. I am also playing a character that I don't know which one yet, but I'm very excited for it. And I'm gonna pass it on to Joe.
Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. I'm Joe, and I will be for the rest of this campaign. I'm also going to be playing some kind of character. I don't know who yet, but looking forward to finding out. Let's throw it over to Courtney.
I know that was such a difficult decision to make, Joe. Hi, I'm
I know
Courtney.
I had to really think hard on that one.
Hi, I'm Courtney. I've done a couple shows on this network. Also a piratey one with Joe before, so this will be fun to kind of get the gang back together.
This is our
Um,
second pirate game
it
together
is.
on
It
Yay!
Happy
is.
Jacks.
I know. I have to make a new character now. Well, I guess we'll see what it is together. So back to you, Vixie.
Yay! We made it around the table in one piece. So yeah, let's go ahead. There is no recap today because guess what? It's a session 0. So we're just getting ready to start our game. You have the exclusive access to see us in the character creation slash story creation process. So yeah, as you know, Pirates of Dark Water is based on the 90s cartoon and apparently video games of the same name. It used to be a Hanna-Barbera property, and now Hanna-Barbera is long gone into the hands of Warner Brothers, but whatever. Anyway, so that said, we are coming to the world of Myrrh. If you haven't watched the cartoon show before and are unfamiliar with the world, this is a water world called Myrrh. And in Myrrh, there are several, essentially what it is, are islands that everything is island and peninsula based. Everything is water based because it's a water world. Yay! And the world of Myrrh is currently beset by a hazard called dark water. Dark water that is controlled by something called a dark dweller, an evil substance that consumes anything it touches and destroys it. And that's in addition to the usual politics, goods, people who want to conquer each other and all the other things that come with having civilizations on a world. In essence, and all of you, your characters to be, shall we call them, will be starting in Octopon because I watched the show and I have some feelings about how the show ended. Uh your characters are going to be tasked with finding the rest of the treasures of Myrrh, okay? Because I need all 13. It's important to my mental health and well-being. So that is essentially how our story is going to take place. If you like classic 90s adventure, along with things along the lines of The Mummy, Pirates of the Caribbean, those are kind of the vibes we're going for with this game, obviously along with the vibes of the show, which, by the way, the show is available to watch for free. Just look it up. It's on Public Archive, I believe. So yeah, let's go ahead and get to the fun stuff. Well, actually, no, the production stuff first, which is my safety tools. So as a GM, this is my first time jamming on Happy Jacks. And Happy Jacks has a number of their own safety tools that are implemented. I have 2 more that I would like to add add to that list because I take safety very seriously at my tables. The first of which is the verbal X card. So if at any point in time we touch on something that maybe you find uncomfortable, it's uncomfy territory, you can say and scene. And to me, that says, cool, this scene just ended. It's over. No questions asked. Unless obviously it's something that you wish to talk about further or need to debrief about, that is something that we'll address later. That is totally fine. But that's pretty much how that's handled. The other thing that I implement as a safety tool is something called moving right along. Essentially, it acts as a verbal fast forward. If I hear that phrase, or if anyone at the table hears that phrase, it's your cue to wrap up whatever that scene is. You're either heading into uncomfy territory or the scene is dragging and, other people want a chance to play. To be kind and blunt at the same time, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you get hung up somewhere, you get decision paralysis. It happens. So those are two of the safety tools that I implement. And then after every game, we always do stars, wishes, and sparkles because yes, it's great to talk about the good and bad things about the game, but I want to hear what you like best about yourself and the way you played the game too. So we have a little positive reinforcement. So those are my safety tools. Does anyone have any questions, comments, or concerns about that? Great. Except Lloyd.
No.
So, Lloyd, do you actually have a question, comment, or concern? That's fine. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
how is the moving along move what's called initiated? Is it done by a player or by a GM, or is it like a unanimous
Everybody
decision?
can use it. It's literally just a verbal cue. So anyone can say moving right along or and scene. Both of those things are there for everyone at the table to use as a safety tool. So, obviously, like, don't abuse it. Don't be mean to other people with it. They are there for safety purposes, and to ensure that everyone's having a good time and having fun playing the game. So, I'm very poor at reading expressions, so I hope that is okay. So, but anyway, so yeah, so those are the safety tools that are going to be implemented for this game. And that said, we can get into the fun stuff. We've talked about the world of Myr, what the world is like. All of you have some familiarity with the show. Let's talk about character creation. So, as I said earlier, the fun and cool thing about the actual game that was released of Pirates of Darkwater, the TTRPG, which you can actually find online, again, for free, it didn't do well. You the It has the entirety of the world. It fleshes out the world beautifully and well. You have the world book and essentially it's called the character book, but it has all the creatures and monsters and things that you find in the world of Myr. And that's wonderful and super awesome. And it even has character sheets for all of your favorite characters, but no system. Uh, the game, in fact, says you can match this with your own system if you would like. And I think I know why now. So I had a decision to make, and it broke down to two systems, Fate Core and Cypher. And I ended up going with Cypher, mostly because I love Fate Core, but I wanted a little bit more of what the structure is that Cypher has, a little more of the. I wanted a little more structure, therefore I chose Cypher. I can talk. I swear. It's been a long Saturday morning for me. Anyway, so yeah, that said, that is the system we are using for this game. And our wonderful players are going to become adjective, nouns, who verb. So who would like to go first about their character concept?
Joe.
Wow.
I'm
I've
sorry.
been voluntold.
That I saw
Sorry,
that
Lloyd.
bus, and then I watched Lloyd push you in front of the bus.
I was going to jump in front of it, but fine. Go ahead, Joe.
Courtney,
All
no,
you.
Courtney
all
I'll
had
get
you.
my
said.
coffee.
Thanks, Joe. Really guys
Okay.
volunteered. Really appreciate it, Joe.
Way
You're
to
the
take one
best.
for the team, Joe.
Take one for the team, Joe.
The bus has
Okay.
already hit you, Joe. I'm so
Okay.
sorry.
I have two concepts. The
Okay.
first one is I'm a tough warrior who
Ooh.
needs no weapon.
Oh, I like that.
And I don't have like the backstory filled out because I want to hear what other ideas people have, but I'm thinking something like he's an older, kind of a retired-ish adventurer, but he's very
Ooh.
grizzled and
Okay.
he's like Loki, he's like an extremely skilled close combat martial artist, but he's trying to not be about that life. So I'm
Hmm.
thinking some kind of John Wick situation
See, you said John
that
Wick, and
pulls
I
him
was like,
back
oh,
in.
but Mr. Miyagi, though. So,
But yeah, it's both though, because he's done adventuring, right?
hmm.
He's wanting to just watch the sunset on his little private island where he can just spend the rest of his day practicing his katas and meditating. But then something pulls him back in. He's got one more mission to do. Um,
One
but that's
last
like a loose
mission.
concept. Like that's
Um,
kind of the one I kind of like the most right now. And
okay,
then the other
okay.
one is the the foolish explorer who explores dark places. And
Ooh.
he's kind of like a Mr. Magoo, happy-go-lucky. Like he everything that happens to him is by pure luck, and he's just all about surrendering control. He's all about like if this was meant to happen, it's going to happen. Like don't worry about it. Just move, just do something, and whatever was supposed to happen will have happened. And that's why he has no family and no job and but he's very happy.
Right. So, oh man, both of those character concepts are really strong. For me, though, I really like the old salt, like that old dog vibe.
Mm-hmm.
I also for our wonderful audience out there, don't feel like this is gonna be a fully new experience for you just yet. We are going to have appearances made by some of our favorite characters from the show. And
Yeah.
I immediately want to connect you to Ayaz in some way because I think that
Yeah.
would be
Yeah,
really
yeah,
fun.
yeah. Yeah.
So that's definitely something for you to consider in your
I like
backstory.
that. I like
Uh,
that.
so yeah, it definitely, I think, because I don't mind people being related to some of the characters from the show. It's just that the characters themselves may be making some appearances within the show.
I
I won't
happen
tell
to
you who or
play
where. I need to leave
I
something to mystery.
I play grizzled bitter men pretty
I was
often in
gonna
my
say,
games.
Are we
And
typecasting you?
I was gonna say, I'm
but I
like, this
don't mind because
character's.
I seem to do it pretty well. So
Yeah, I was
I
gonna
mean,
say, I'm
if
like,
you would like to break out of that, far be it
no,
from me.
I'm perfectly happy to. That's my comfort spot.
Okay. All right. So
bring back your guy from the other show we did. Why am I blanking
Bring
on the
Wall
name?
back.
Yeah, Wall. I was like, this guy sounds just like Wall.
Yeah.
So yeah, so definitely let's so you said your character sounds great. As far as backstory goes, how do you want to explore that connection to Ayaz?
I had two loose concepts for possible backstory because I'm
Mhm.
tying it into the whole martial arts thing.
Okay.
The original idea was either he spent most of his time at like a monastery or in like not
Mm-hmm.
like a prison, but maybe like a penitentiary situation where he was
Ooh.
isolated from the world for a very long time.
Okay.
And now he's coming out, and this is why he wants to see the world, right? Because he's never seen anything
Mm-hmm.
outside of the walls of his very rigorous training.
Right.
So he's hungry to see the world. And in terms of Ayaz, maybe at some point they were in the clink together for a long time, or like,
Okay. I love that.
but I don't know. I need to flesh that out a bit more. I'm open to other ideas too,
Yeah.
but I like the idea that he's somehow connected to Ayaz. Um,
Ayaz is a thief, so that is valid, but I also think like you could go by reputation where you know of Ayaz perhaps or have like worked on something with him and maybe he has a reputation for screwing people over. So
yeah,
that could also be valid.
he
So,
cheated my master,
ooh.
and my master has passed away
Hmm.
or something. I don't know. I want something juicy for why I have a connection to Ayaz.
Juicy is great. Juicy gives me stuff to work with and spring
Yeah.
upon you when you're not looking. So please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. And that's great. So that's your character concept. Work on connections with each other as
Yeah.
well as soon as we know what everyone else is playing. So because Lloyd so viciously threw you in front of that bus,
Good.
who would you like to roll under the bus next?
Um, does anybody feel ready to
I got
come
something.
in? Yeah, go ahead, Courtney.
Okay.
See, that's that Lloyd, see how kind that was?
No, that's weakness. That's what I see.
Gotta be meaner about it, Joe. Just shut me. It's fine. I'm just standing there like this on the sidewalk with fish meat. I'm ready.
Yes. Talk to me, Courtney. What's your
I
character
have
concept?
a loose concept. So, I mean, Joe mentioned in her chat that he hates playing roguish archetypes, but I
Mhm.
kind of love them.
Ooh.
It's my choice. So, my kind of basic thought was like the archetype of a character who you have to bust out of a prison because not because you want them along, but because you need them for something.
Okay.
So I was thinking of maybe someone who was either a former criminal or maybe someone who bluff locked away for betraying them, just doing something naughty.
Oh, I
And the
love that
character,
connection to Bloth.
yeah, and the characters need to break this person out of prison because they're a specialist in something. So it could be, thievery, navigation, pickpocketing, like whatever that those leftover skills are, like the more underhanded stuff. So I'm not going to be a good, well, no, I'll be a good character, but definitely coming from like the underworldy bad, like
Mhm.
maybe a former bad guy who
Right.
maybe has a
That
reason to not be so bad anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tula and Ayaz both started as questionable morally,
Mhm.
and sort of like aligned themselves as being part of the good guys as the show went on. So a journey like that is
Mhm.
not weird in the slightest. I love the connection to Bloth. I will say that the way the show worked, Bloth's crew had specific specialties. Some of them were
Mhm.
your classic goons that we're here to fight and be cannon fodder, but they're like the key people that he would send out would have some specialized skills. So maybe being highly specialized in something. And
Yeah.
like specialization is actually a mechanic in Cypher for those that don't
Mhm.
know. So it will allow you to choose a skill to be specialized in, which should ease. I think that eases by 2 steps, if I
Okay.
recall correctly, something along those
Yeah,
lines.
something like
Yeah.
Um,
that.
Because
so
I love roguey stuff, although I do tend to play them a lot. So like if someone wants to be a specialist at something else, like I can fill in whatever that skill is. So I'm pretty flexible
yeah.
to
Well,
work
the
around whatever
beauty
people
of
can do.
this is that we have the skill list from both Cypher and the Pirates of
True.
Darkwater because Pirates of Darkwater has an extensive skill list
Mm-hmm.
that has no mechanics attached to it, which is fine. We love
Cool.
that for us.
We'll figure it out.
So, yeah, we'll figure that out.
Okay.
But yeah, so you can go through that.
Mhm.
So yeah, that's great. And who would you like to, I don't know, roll, push, gently
I'm just
coax
gonna
in front of
I'm
the
gonna
bus?
gently take Sam's hands and guide them out here into the
Oh
road with
man,
me. Come
I
on, let's
wanted to
be
go
fun.
last. I knew it.
Okay,
Okay.
fine, never mind. You
No, it's
back
totally
on foot,
fine. I
Lexi.
already got pulled out in the
Okay.
Yeah,
middle
push
of the
the hand
circle.
away. Say no.
You're in the aisle, the bus
I
is
already
there.
got pulled out in the middle of the circle. Okay. So I definitely for sure want to play a pirate.
Okay.
Um, the difference between the two pirate concepts I have, because the story for them is going to be the same. It's just how I build them out, essentially. So I'm either going to be like a roguey type of pirate
Ooh,
that's like good
okay.
at stealth,
Hmm.
or I'm going to be like a tavern brawler type pirate.
Oh, ooh, those are both fun ideas.
Yeah.
Um,
I think I'm kind of leaning towards the tavern brawler because I just
okay.
I think it's fun. So like a clever and tough explorer who fights dirty.
Oh, nice.
Uh
I love that.
Ooh,
Fights dirty is always it's such a fun thing. Okay,
I like
cool.
that
yeah.
because it can give us like a clash of like, why do you choose to fight that way?
Hmm.
Like, we
It's
can
the
have
fighter and
that.
the monk vibes
Yeah,
for
the
me
fighter and
that
the monk. Yeah, hell
yeah.
yeah. The
Yeah.
brawler and the
It's
martial
like you
artist.
fight to stun. I fight to put people down.
Mm-hmm.
You fight
We are
to
not the same.
Yeah.
I fight to win.
Yeah,
Exactly.
you
Yeah.
Yeah.
fight to win. I was gonna
Yeah.
say,
You
like,
fight to mitigate. I fight to stop it completely.
Mhm.
yeah.
That's
And while you're doing that, I'll just be pickpocketing all the the
Yeah.
people who like beat you
You'll
down to the
just be
I
ground.
looting
have a
them,
feeling
smiling
that
face.
our characters probably have some like there's like a camaraderie between the two of
Yes.
us or
Yeah.
A little
something
friend.
like
We'll explore those
yeah.
connections in a minute. I want everyone to talk about their concepts and then we'll talk about the so let's put a pin on that for the next
Yeah.
part of the conversation. But As far as connections to NPCs, I feel like this could be you can go either way. You can be connected to maybe to Ios. You could be connected to Bloth. You could also, if because we haven't established connections to Ren, Tula, or Niddler yet, we could also establish some
Yeah,
connections
Niddler.
there. Listen, Niddler knows people. Don't crap on my Niddler.
No,
I know.
I'm
Oh
not.
my god, that sounds even worse. Why did they name him that? I'm so
That's going to be
I
the phrase.
yeah,
Don't
don't
crap on
crap
my
on my
Yeah.
Niddler.
Niddler.
That's the new
Yeah, I was
merch.
thinking more like this character probably has always been on a boat, like their parents, like
Ooh.
they were born as a pirate, quite literally, and their parents,
Mm.
over the course of years, have lost their lives to battle, except for one. One is retired from pirate life and owns a tavern. But my character kind of doesn't want to retire, and being on land for too long really kind of throws them off. So they want to be like they want to follow in their parents' footsteps. They want to continue being a pirate. The world is so big and so beautiful, and there's so much out there that just staying in one spot feels stagnant and redundant.
I immediately thought of the song "I'm on a boat, I'm on a boat." Um, because
Yeah,
I'm
I
when
think
you
that's my
said
character concept.
tavern, I immediately thought of Tula because she starts off as a tavern waitress. The show calls her a wench, but we know that term is
Mm.
outdated and reserved exclusively for Renaissance fairs and their marketing. So, but yeah,
The show
so
doesn't decolor a wench.
nope, the show was definitely made in the '90s,
Oh
guys.
boy.
Uh,
When
uh,
should be a nice thing.
Yeah, yeesh. And
anyway.
that was child friendly.
Yeah, I know. That's the best part. Noite tot. Anyway, so so I'm thinking of maybe there could be a connection to Tula there. Like maybe they own the tavern that Tula worked at for a while. Like
Ooh,
depending on how long
yeah,
your parents have been retired. Not a super close connection, but like a distant one that might be.
yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so and let's see. Parents own tavern. Own tavern. She worked at. All right. And sorry, I'm making my little notes because I need to write
No,
things
it's
down
totally
or remember
fine.
them.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but yeah.
How dare you be a good GM?
How
Gasp.
dare you take notes of what I'm telling you my character is going to be in the
Showing an
story that you're
active
building?
interest in your players?
I know. How are we going to write to those RPG horror story podcasts now? Anyway, so but yeah, so I think I think that could be an interesting connection for you too.
Cool.
Oh, and important to note here for those who are Dark Water fans who are familiar with not Dark Water the RPG. Sorry, I have to specifically say Pirates of Dark Water because there is an RPG that's called Dark Water, and I don't want people to get confused because that is not what we're playing. We are playing the old '90s cartoon game Pirates of Dark Water. In that world, in the world of Myr, if you're familiar with the cartoon, and I want to make sure we address this here for our audience as well, because I've already addressed it with you guys off screen. Um, there is a theme of slavery, and this is pertaining to the monkey birds, which were an enslaved race in the show. However, that's not a theme I want to explore in our game. So in our version, they have their independence. That is part of the past, but is not part of the present anymore. They are a free people, and they have the same status as everyone else in the world of Myr. And I felt that was important to note as part of the world lore for this game as well. So yeah, that said, moving right along, I think there's only one person left to throw in front of the bus. Hi, Lloyd.
Hi everyone, how's it going? So we have a few problems. I'm gonna go
Okay,
through them. So I have a count of 5 characters in my head, and I'm gonna cut it
that's
down to 3 because of what people said. I had a
okay.
warrior idea that I'm gonna push
Okay,
down.
okay,
And okay, 3 and a fourth with an asterisk on it.
okay. Mhm.
So bear with me. The first idea is fairly simple. I would like to play the daughter of Ren, who at age 17 is a bookworm and is
Okay,
like, I want to know what happened to the world. She takes more from her grandfather than her father, whereas Ren is a big
So
action
Primus,
hero.
okay.
Primus seemed a lot more like a intelligence like
A
advisor or
scholar.
scholar
Explorer,
kind of
yeah.
type, and she takes off him. So she's like, well, I want to go see what's going on. I want to go see the war. I want to understand why there's 13 treasures of rule. She wants answers to the war that was before, because she suspects that there was something there before Mer became Mer, and why the dark water exists. So she is
I
gonna put herself on this mission, whether anyone likes it or not, because she wants to find out. She's not combat heavy. She's just trying to figure it out. But she is also Ren's daughter, so she can backflip all over the place. That's just
Yes.
it's a
Parkour!
family trait. She can parkour everywhere. It was like, wait, why are you so good at that? I don't know. Okay, it's in my blood.
Oh
That's
God.
concept number one. Concept number two is to play Primus's daughter. In one of the earlier episodes, it turns out Primus was dating like 2 women at once, because that's what you do when you're a king. Don't ask questions. Here's the point out. And
Apparently.
this other lady was so mad that she uses dark water to turn herself young so she can marry Ren.
Oh,
And it
that's
goes
right. I
horribly
remember that
wrong.
episode. Okay, yeah.
So I want to play her daughter, who has been tainted by dark water because her mom tried to keep her young forever, and knows that she doesn't know how much longer she has, so she needs to stop dark water before her body changes back. And if that doesn't work, she needs to find a way to she's also Ren's sister, so technically she also has a claim to the throne.
Yeah.
So you have this
Ooh.
guy, this like woman who's like, I need this to succeed. We need to seal dark water. I don't know how long I have, but also the throne should be mine.
Okay. And then you had a third concept?
My third concept is to play a cat bird. The idea is that Niddler is the ambassador that goes around to the other races to try and get some kind of combination up, especially like what's called the mixed races. The mixed races does not sound right. The animal chimera style races that are
The
around.
Chimera,
Because,
yeah, we'll call them Chimera. We'll call them the
yeah,
Chimera.
because there's a whole thing about discrimination about that and the whole thing, and I was like, no, Niddler's like, no, we saved the world, and he's an ambassador for that. So he finds a cat-like group, and I come along as an ambassador, and also to prove that my people should be getting safety from Darkwater, which Ren has ignored because he's just left us behind and lived in Octopus and be like, life is good. I'm like, my people are dying.
It's like, sir,
My people
hello.
are dying.
That's true. That's because for those who don't know, we'll talk about the premise in a minute, but there's a very good reason to have that. Why are you hitting me hard with 3 very good character concepts? This is
Well, because
unfair.
like I wanted to know what everyone wanted to go for. So that was my 3 general open concepts I thought would work. I had a warrior as well.
They will all work. That's the problem, is that they're all good. Yeah. Anyway, so now
Yeah, but like I figured I'd play whichever one would fit, but those 3 will fit perfectly in any slot. I just didn't know what people were hoping to play for and what slot I should put in for that.
like so the concepts that I do like the best, that I like the best of the 3 right now, it's going to be like playing Ren's daughter, but the reason that I like that concept so much is because of the prophecy.
That's
Because
fair.
only an heir can find the treasures, and that would neatly like
Slip
fit
me
into that
into it.
slot.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's fine. In that case,
Granted-
I will play her.
Granted, your second concept also fits the bill. I'm just
Oh,
not
yeah, good
sure
point.
about the trying to take the throne of Octopon. That wasn't something that I had on my list. So, but it's still interesting, and I'm not saying no. So, and again, the third concept just as interesting because, by the way, everyone else is dying outside of Octopon, which is important to the lore of the story. So, those are my thoughts. Does anyone else have any thoughts on these concepts that they'd like to express? Because I feel like I need to throw this to the group for some additional feedback.
I love the Ren's daughter idea. I think it really connects it to a show, but more so, it gives the entire party motivation to go on the quest.
Which is
Yeah,
fair.
I like that.
So I hope you're
I
ready
think
for some
that's
main
my
character
favorite
energy.
so far.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Also, I think it's great because Ren could be like, I don't want my daughter to be in danger. I'm like, no, father, you want an adventure. I want to go too. But she's not a fighter like your other sisters. I can be, or something like that.
Are you also gonna do the Ariel thing and be like, I'm 15, I'm an adult? Not that you'd actually be 15. Please don't be 15.
No, I was thinking about being maybe like 18.
Okay, like yeah.
Well,
Is it
here's the thing, right? Because I assume Ren has other children.
So, okay. So here, as far as world lore goes, this is for for clarity because we are getting into lore that we know, but our audience doesn't. For the purposes of our audience, yes, we are finishing the show, but the way the story is going to start is that this is taking place 20 years after the events of the show. Prince Ren is now King Ren and sits on the throne of Octopon. The party line is that the Dark Water and the Dark Dweller have been defeated by the Treasures of Rule. That's the party line. And the party, because, you know, that's not actually what happens. But I'm going to leave the rest up to you to actually watch the show to find out the details of that. That said, that is why playing a child of the monarch makes sense, and why, like, because the protection that has been extended only applies to Octopon and its surrounding islands. Everything beyond that is still plagued by dark water. And it needs to have a final end put to it, or, you know, most of the world's going along with Octopon because nobody knows how much longer Octopon's safety barrier thing is going to hold out. So yeah. So Lloyd, please continue. I just wanted to fill our audience in so they weren't like, what are we talking about?
Absolutely fine. Well, I was gonna ask, could we have Ren have other children who are a bit more like Ren than I am? So we have like a brother or a sister who's like a bad bitch.
So here's the thing. We're getting into ships now, and my main ship was always Ren and Tula. So in my world, Ren and Tula are together.
See, okay, hold up. Hold up.
Oh,
This
no.
is where we get into shipland, and I know that everybody's got different ships. Here we go.
I feel Tula was not gonna be with any of those men. All right, let's be fair. All right, let's be fair. But I'm happy with your ship. I'm gonna stick to your ship. That's fine. But
But you don't think I also understand
But-
where you're coming from. Tula could easily be her own independent like person,
Mhm.
just based on like her skill set and the way her mind works. But I operate from the fact that there's that little moral gray area, and Ren is easily manipulated by
That
people
is
he
true.
trusts. So if you can manipulate the King of Octopon, like what is it? That my big fat Greek wedding, the man is the neck, or the woman is the neck. She can move the head wherever she wants. That's kind of how I see that relationship, but less
Fair,
toxic.
fair.
Less toxic, I hope, because Ren's
In
not a
which case,
bad guy.
Tula and Ren are my parents.
Yeah.
They have 2 children.
Yeah.
Both are older than me. I'm the youngest. One
Okay.
should be like, I feel like one should be like an absolute badass.
Classic fairy tale setting too. The youngest child goes off on an adventure of
Yeah.
3. So okay, 2 older siblings.
And now that you've said it, maybe I'll take a little bit of ectomancy.
Ecomancy.
Ecomancy.
Yes.
Not much to
For
make a difference, but
For
like
those
I'd
who are
like
not familiar with the show, the magic in the show is called ecomancy, and it is world-based magic. Think more druidic magic, or life magic. That is what ecomancy is. There is necromancy, but that's more Dark Dweller territory. You don't want to go there. But anyway, or if you do, I mean, sure, be evil. Who am I to stop you? But yeah, continue, Lloyd. Sorry.
Yeah, that was it. I think that's my concept. All right. It's
Okay.
easy to build. I know what I want. I know how to make it. I just might just making a character.
You're Princess of Octopon. Great.
Mhm.
Princess of Octopon. I have an interesting way to set this up too. We're going to set you up as an heir to the throne of Octopon because if technically all 3 of you are heirs to the throne of Octopon.
Fair, fair.
So, but I am gonna, of course, everything comes at a price. So this gives me an interesting little wrench to throw in that will surprise our audience with in episode 1. But yeah, I love being able to fill things out. Okay, so now everybody's got a character concept on the table. Let's go ahead and talk about relationships. I am one of those GMs that does not like the lone wolf trope. So as much as I loved Ren, Tula, and Ayaz meeting randomly in a tavern and conveniently being shoehorned together and stuck on a ship, I'm not going to do that to you guys. 'Cause, you know, so let's talk about how you guys know each other. You don't have to be intimate friends, but like my thing is on a scale of like, 1 to 6, how well do you know each other? And I do have a table for this if you guys want to use it. It just takes a long time. because you have to roll for each person at the table. But yeah, so you can know them distantly. You can know them. You can also be besties with them. It doesn't matter to me. It's all about you guys and who consents to one. So
The question first.
sure.
Do you want us to start the game that we're already together and on a ship and on this adventure, or are we going to be meeting each other in this
You
adventure?
are going to be gathered together. So you will be gathered together first. There's going to be a gathering and some exposition. However, the it's you're not necessarily going to be meeting each other for the first time. If you've built like a more intimate relationship, like say, two people are supposed to be best friends, then they know they're gonna do this together. They probably have the idea of that. You could also be someone who has been hired and is familiar with. For example, everyone in the room could easily be familiar with Lloyd's character. She's the Princess of Octopon, political figure. That's like me not knowing who Prince William of England is or whatever. So it's like, oh, that guy. Yeah, sure. I have no idea who he is. But anyway, so like stuff like that you could do, you could know. You could also, especially if you're like, for example, accepting a charter from the King of Octopon, things like that you'd be familiar with within the world setting. If so, that's kind of the nature of what this gathering is going to be. Does that make sense? Did I answer your question? I feel like my brain is starting to do that thing where it goes off into several different realities, none of which are answer the question. So,
Yes and no. I guess it's
okay,
more like, are we physically together?
you are going to be physically together. Yes.
Okay, that changes things for me because I wanted to be the one who like they have to bust out of the prison because they need me for the mission,
Actually,
Mm.
We could do
Lloyd,
that.
or I can just kidnap the princesses.
That also works.
Yeah.
I mean, could we start with us breaking Courtney's character? It could be like, look, I need a crew.
We could, but I also have another idea as well.
Oh.
So that I'm playing with because I don't mind. I would actually like to start with a prison break, but like you're
I was gonna
breakers.
pitch a prison
Okay,
break as
perfect.
well.
Mhm.
I have a pitch very quickly for the backstory and connection to Ayaz.
Sure.
I took the fall for Ayaz and served a 20-year sentence.
So you're both. Oh, nice. Okay.
And I was very bitter because we grew up together and I took the fall for him. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, I was upset and bitter and angry, and it was in that time where I learned meditation and self-management and martial arts and grounded myself.
Okay.
But
Well,
that puts me in the prison if that helps
well,
with the
that's
prison
what
break.
that's the interesting thing here because we could also Suicide Squad this as well,
Mm-hmm.
where it's part like, yes, you can get out, but you have to do something for me, and now you're obligated. um or on pain of like they had the neck things that would like auto kill them if they tried to do whatever they're not supposed to do.
Yeah.
Not that we're going to be that severe, it's not that dark, we haven't transformed into Call of Cthulhu yet, although Octopon's worship of an octopus god is weird. Anyway, bringing it
Y'all
back.
keep calling it weird. I beg to
It's
differ.
different.
It's also
I
fair.
beg to differ.
you know you know what, I should replace the word weird with really coincidentally appropriate for a game like Cthulhu. Anyways, so, Sam.
That actually made it funnier. I do have another question. So, do you want us to all
Sure.
have character, like, do you want us to build character relationships with each other, or can we just have like one or two other party members that like we're close to prior?
If you would like, so my general baseline is that you all have at least heard of each other.
Yeah.
You don't have to be close, you don't have to be intimate, but you all have at least, or you all are at least familiar with who the other person is. And this one, it's very easy again because Princess of Octopon, Master Thief, Master Martial Artist, easily heard of them, been like, okay, I heard of them, they have a reputation. But something like that is fine if you just want to start there at the baseline. And if you would like to build intimate relationships with other people, that is also fine. Just talk to that player and hash it out. And you can, if you would like to tell me, you can. If you want that to come out in game, that's also fine. As long as you don't break my game, that's fine. I'm trusting you. I trusted you. But yeah, so
I don't know it well enough to break it just yet. Yeah, so you're in the clear on that one. So with my character, I think it kind of makes sense for me to at least be somewhat familiar with Courtney's character. I
Okay.
feel like my character probably has spent quite a few nights or time in and out of prison, which I also think will tie in to me like being relatively familiar with Joe too, especially if I did a few prison stints in and out while he was locked up too. Like we would know each other, or at least know I would at least know of him.
Okay.
Mm.
I have a pitch for you.
Oh yeah.
You're a brawler, right?
Yeah.
So what if there is a town that essentially is like a pirate town in like Pirates of the Caribbean sense? I think it's Jawa
Mhm.
Like a
Town, Java Town.
Like a
Tortuga.
Tortuga
Like a
is the
Tortuga,
name
yeah.
of the town that
It's
was
something
named is
town.
like
Like it's
modeled
got a
after.
J, it's got a J name and it's something town. I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but it's essentially Tortuga. Um and I would say like what if you between the two of you you had like a racket, like a gambling racket, and you would set it was essentially a fight ring. So it was like a fight club of sorts, and you'd bet on and collect profit from like
I love
different
that.
people. So that's
I
kind of
love
I
that.
love that concept.
I love that actually. I love that actually. And it would be even cooler. I'm gonna yes and that. Can we
Yay.
put my remaining mother's tavern in that town too? So
Sounds
it's
good.
like it's a fight racket plus a
Mhm.
tavern, so people just get sloshed and then beat the shit out of each other.
It's a fight easy.
Basement. It's a fight in the fight rackets in the basement.
Yeah, it's an underground. Quite literally an underground fight
Yep.
ring.
Great.
Um,
Underground fight ring. Love that for us.
yeah, I think that's probably where my character spends most of their time since their parent retired. Because how I pictured it was, so they have three. Their first parent, their mom died when they were like 8, probably like it's some type of pirate raid or
hmm
siege
hmm
or something like that. And then their other parent, the dad didn't pass until they were probably in their mid-teens,
Okay.
probably corrupted by the Blackwater or
The
something
dark
along the
water
lines of
or
that dark
taken
water,
by the
yeah,
dark water because
or
it
taken by the
destroys
dark
everything.
water.
It destroys
Yeah.
everything it touches. Once it gets you, you're screwed. It's basically that scene from the never-ending story with the horse. So
Why would you bring that up?
I'm sorry, it's too soon still. My bad.
That was
That's
so
just
painful. Like, yes, you're right, but like, ow. Um,
right in the feels. I'm sorry.
Um, yeah, and so like their last remaining parent, their other mom, is the one like
Mhm.
after all of that was like, you know what, we're gonna retire. I'm gonna retire and
I've
take
seen enough. I'm done. I need,
a
yeah.
yeah, you know,
Yeah.
I've seen enough. I'm done. And took off. But ever since then, I've always been like, I gotta go.
Yeah,
I
okay.
gotta go. I gotta go. Yeah. So probably if there was like a prison breakout, I probably am locked up for getting in a drunken fight with like 4 or 5 other patrons
Okay. Okay. So, yeah, cuz I can make that work. I like
or
that.
another
So
patron or what have you. Yeah. I'm just drunk in a cell.
you could be drunk in a cell, or you could be the prisoner that's being brought in, that people are having a hard time. Like, the guards are having a hard time, like essentially keeping you down because you're like
Yeah.
still mad, you
I'm
know?
still very angry. I'm still very drunk and I
Yeah.
am very strong.
Yes, exactly. So them trying to like bring you in is taking like 5 of them. So
Yeah.
I love that. All right. And then okay, well, excuse me, princess. How are we I'm
Literally.
going to say that at least once now. So uh so how are we setting you up? I guess is my question. Like, cuz I do like the idea of a fight racket. This is my pitch to you. What if you were, because you're the youngest and can get away with anything you want? Uh youngest kid privilege. Not that I'm
The,
bitter as the oldest in my family.
the Peggy
So
Schuyler.
right. I'm wondering if you're kind of the bad kid, you're always off getting into trouble.
Makes sense.
And like your parents they don't necessarily let you get away with it, but they very much coddle you. They're like they gentle parent you, but not in an effective way. Like the not
I
effective gentle
feel
parenting that people are like, don't do that. That's not what gentle
Mm.
parenting is
I
sometimes.
feel like it should be a bit of both, whereby one parent is like, "Oh, it's okay,
Mm.
it's the princess." One's like,
Mhm.
"No, they need to stop."
Like maybe we don't do that. Like what if this was like a bad move? That could
Yeah,
totally be that. That'd be because I could definitely see that dichotomy between Ren and Tula, especially because Ren would be very much they're a princess of Octopon. They need to like, learn responsibility and blah 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 because he was always really big on responsibility and integrity and honesty and yada yada. And Tula's much more like, let her be a kid, whatever,
yeah, let her go exploring. Let her go
Yeah, it's
become a
fine.
tavern
You know,
tavern bartender for a while, and then end up on a random ship with some strangers. It's great.
not gonna lie.
It worked for
Tula's
me.
probably living vicariously through this child. So, um,
I
but
feel it makes sense to be that way because I would assume that my two elder siblings, one
mhm.
is like one is an act like an ecomancer, and one
Yeah.
is like I'm like a political leader. So
Yes.
my father is expecting something like that from me, and he's not getting
Right.
it. And he's
Right.
like, why can't you be like your friends? Tula's like, oh, thank God I have a
Oh,
normal
not
child.
why can't you be more
Yes.
like your siblings? Oh
Ew. Oh
no.
no, the
Oh
worst.
Oh, it
no.
makes sense
Okay.
to be Ren to
Yeah, it
be like
does.
that because Ren's like, I never had a
Yeah.
father to teach me stuff, so I don't know
Right.
what to do. Why aren't you more like me? I grew up perfect, even like that.
Right. Well, and it's funny because it's very much that because I feel like the family dynamic isn't one of like a toxic family or anything super crazy. It's a loving family, but it's those little idiosyncrasies that are just enough to make you go, "Oh, this is not perfect. Ooh, no." This is who needs to be reevaluated. And I mean, Ren did grow up without parents. He was essentially raised by a lighthouse keeper, so he has some trauma there. Tula's backstory is also interesting. So,
Now, would I be
mhm.
relatively familiar with your character, Lloyd, if
Yeah.
Tula worked at the did some work at the bar kept at the bar that my mom owns?
I think that
I'm
makes sense.
I'm
I
probably
think
I would say I think I'd probably be pretty familiar with you at some point.
I have
You
a
have
I
maybe
would
pitch
seen me get
for
into
assume
both of you.
a fight or two or 10.
I would assume, Sam, that you can just go see Tula whenever she wants. So Tula probably was like, "Hi, I'm just having a trip. Here's my child. Ooh, look how cute they are. Oh, look at it,
Yeah.
look." Something like that, maybe. Unless you're not that old.
I have a pitch for you though,
Mm.
if you guys are open to it. What if because this is we're working with the criminal underground here. Um what if I'm not sure the age of your character. So if your character's older, this might not be valid. But it's the idea that you guys have kind of a friendly relationship, kind of a bodyguard, like the bestie that's the bulldog relationship, with your character Sam being the
I like
bulldog
that.
friend.
Oh, doesn't matter.
And then Lloyd, Princess Lloyd, until I have a character name,
Ari.
um, Princess Erin, uh,
Ari. A-R.
Ari, Arine, Arine,
Irene.
Arine. Okay,
Ari.
Can you spell it?
Ari.
Yes.
Ari. Okay,
A-R-I.
Ari.
Okay.
Ari.
Ari. Okay, Princess
Ari.
Ari.
Writing it down.
Maybe you got into that fighting racket. Like you decided to be rebellious one day and were like, I'm gonna go out to the club and get a bottle and go do something illegal. And
Woo!
that's what you did. So, and
I
that
tell
is how
I'm
you
not a
met.
fighter.
Yeah.
So I probably just
No, no,
bet one.
no. Not because you wanted to fight, but because you wanted to bet. Like see a
Yeah.
bet because you have capital, you're royalty, so that would make sense for you. And then you'd be essentially being bad and not following the rules or the status that's set in front of you. So, and of course the next day, punishment. But whatever. You had fun. So
Yeah.
that's my pitch to both of you if that's something that you're interested in.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that actually.
Awesome.
That's
Great.
dope.
So then that's cool. I think that's and then does anyone else have a relationship they want to pitch or establish?
I have one, but I'm going to send it to you privately because I think
Okay.
it would be better off if the characters didn't know this yet. So I'll Slack you.
I love
Ooh.
that. I love
Yeah.
secrets.
Me too.
Yeah, if we were gonna run Fate, that was actually one of the home brews that I was gonna do is I was gonna let each of you have like a secret that was gonna pop out in the game. We still can do that, but Cypher is a little different to run. Anyway, so as far as the prison break is concerned, we're going to go back to that. Since the focus of this game is the quest to finish, we're going to finish the journey essentially collecting the rest of the treasures of rule. I feel like the prison break / Suicide Squad motive is just going to be the setup for it to bring all of you together. So, and I don't want to avoid too many parallels to the show, so we're not stealing a ship. But that brings me to the next point, your ship. I would like to build that ship with you together in this little bit that we have.
Hey, everybody,
So-
everybody. If we veto it, Vixie has to make us steal the ship. I just want to point out we do have power. We do
Yeah,
have
but you're
power here.
snap.
princess.
Oh,
I'm gonna put it
snap.
out there.
Well,
I'm just gonna put it
excuse
out there.
me, princess.
But
I
if
had a ship once, but Ion stole it and left me behind.
I'm sorry.
oh, you're that guy. No,
Oh,
but if Ari is a princess, like, how does she not just like have her own ship? Why couldn't she be the one who's like running this mission? Who says like, I almost feel like you're the one who would be giving us the quest and forcing us along. Like, why would the princess be forced into doing this quest? Like, it makes more
Okay,
sense if she's the
so-
quest giver who's like, you're coming on my ship now.
I have a
pitch for
suggestion,
this,
but I'm
actually.
happy to hear Vixie's first.
Okay, so my thought is, remember how I said you are one of 3 heirs to the throne of Octopon?
Mm-hmm.
We can go in the classic
Mhm.
fairy tale quest to prove yourselves. And basically you're in a race to collect them
Oh,
with
wow.
with your 2 older siblings. And
Interesting.
you have to
Ooh.
basically it's basically very much like, this is what I've decided. Pick your crews, pick your ship. Good luck. Basically, maybe Ren's just gotten fed up with the way the 3 of you are behaving. Maybe
I'm sick of
you're-
you people. Go finish my
Yeah.
quest.
basically, like, maybe he's over your bad behavior. Maybe your other 2 siblings are exhibiting behaviors that he doesn't like that really frustrate him. And he's gotten, and like maybe Tula's like, all right, well, if you do need to pick an heir, that is kind of an important thing you have to do at this point in your life, because it's 20 years since. He's not super old, but it's one of those things that you want to start thinking about. Because I forgot how old Ren was at the start of the show.
I'm gonna say 23.
So that makes him like in his 40s. He's like in his 40s if it's 20 years later. Not super old, but definitely old enough to be like, what happens if something happens to me? So, and I think that maybe all 3 of you are exhibiting behaviors he doesn't like. That he's like, well, that's not going to work because you're too full of yourself. That's not going to work because you're trying too hard. And that's not going to work because you're just a walking crime. So, and he finally gets fed up and is like, look, if you want the throne of Octopon, this is what you have to do. Show me you're worthy of these treasures. Show me you're worthy of the throne of Octopon by finding these treasures. And
May I
that
make
makes
an addendum to that?
sure.
So I personally love the concept. Great idea.
Mhm.
But what it does do is that it kind of makes Ren look like he's slogging off work he should have done to people who he doesn't know are capable of doing it just yet. If I were to make an addendum, I would be like, the kingdom is doing great. Darkwater is a problem. He wants to show the world of Octopon that his kids are capable of taking over from him. So he gives 2 of his children the quest to say, look, you 2 are one of the instead of it being like, you're really knowing me, it's like, you 2 are some of the finest people I've met. I want you 2 to go on the mission. I think you're capable of doing the mission. It's fine. And I'm like, why not
Why
me?
not
And they're
me?
like, no,
you
stay
not so
home.
much.
You're the problem child, but also I love you and I don't know if you're capable of it. And that makes me go, well, in that case, I'm gonna steal a ship. Okay, fine. This is all the price to steal the ship.
You
In
just
this case,
really
I'm
want to
gonna make-
justify this ship that.
like the ship stealing. In which case I go, well, I'm going on a mission. I'm gonna tell people I'm meant to be on a mission, but
Okay.
I'm not. So it also gives Ren a reason to come out after us, because he's like,
Okay.
and Tula's like, we didn't send you on that mission. What are you doing? And I have a proper race because I'm like, I need to beat the others there, but they don't fight me for it. And they're like, oh, you're here to help. Let's go. Whereas I'm like, I'm trying to prove myself. Please stop helping me.
Okay, counterpoint though.
Hit me.
What Okay, so hear me out. I like that concept, but I would rather set your siblings up as antagonists
Deal.
and
All right.
have them be upset with you because how dare you do this quest that they were assigned, since clearly they're doing everything right. They're on track to be for the throne, and they're like the ones essentially they think they're better than you. And you're like, F that. So
Love it. Let's do
it's
it.
a very classic sibling rivalry because rather than have like I think it'd be fun to have that rather than like some exterior pirate force. You have it's just an interfamily squabble, which I
I
think
think
is
that's fair. I'm
hilarious.
down for that. I'm down for that.
Right.
So me and my siblings are going against each
Mhm.
other.
Yeah.
They have all the skills. I just have this plucky crew, and I'm really hoping they'll be okay.
Well, don't who did I think someone said they had ecomancy, right? We talked about that. Who said that?
I think
That
that
was you.
was Lloyd.
I
Okay, Lloyd. So you
might,
do,
as the game goes on, take levels of ecomancy, but
I
no,
think that's
nothing
a good
strong.
plan. Yeah.
Just like
I
like parlor tricks or a feeling or like a sense kind of ability, not anything too crazy out there.
And
well,
none of the
second
other sisters have it.
that's what I was gonna say. I would love that pitch to be like nobody
Ah,
else ended up with ecomancy and you did. And you
That
kind of
actually
discover
fucks.
it.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And that only awakened when
It's
you
all
went
good.
on your when you went on your quest.
Just like Tula. Just
oh,
like
okay.
Tula.
Yeah.
So
All
you
right.
take after your mom.
I'm gonna change the build around because I already
Mhm.
built them, but I'm gonna change it around and add ectomancy to it because I can make them an
Yes.
adept non-explorer.
Yes. So when it comes to, so I guess my question to you is, since you're going to be assembling this ragtag crew of wannabe superheroes, um, do you want to break them out of prison or are you going to Suicide Squad this?
I feel suicides. Well, actually, no. I'm gonna leave it to them. What's cooler?
I have a weird idea, and feel free to
Okay.
not like it and move on. I kind of I think it's funny if because I start off very much criminal, like
Mm-hmm.
same vibe as Ayaz, but you know, I go through my arc. I'm in this confinement. I'm doing the work. And can it get to a point where I've served my sentence?
Mm-hmm.
Like I can just go, but I'm a trustee. Like they let me live there because I'm like a peacekeeper and nobody can force me out anyway.
Okay.
Like it's just that gag of okay, we need to bust these people out. I'm like, okay, I mean I can just go. Like,
So I have
do
a
you
pitch
guys
for
need help?
this.
Like,
I have a pitch for this. Because if, depending on which way we go, I think that um, it's possible that one of, like, maybe Tula figures out what Ari's gonna do and asks you to essentially be, like, protect her. Make
yes.
sure she doesn't,
Yes.
nothing happens to her.
Right.
Like, because it's possible that, like, again, Tula and Ayaz both have this sort of, like, connection to the criminal underground. So it would make sense for her to build a relationship with you just
Yeah.
because I'm sure being the queen of Octopon is boring as hell
Right.
compared to like what she's been through before. And Tula's not a person who strikes me as being able to like sit still for very long. So I imagine even as queen,
Mm,
she's constantly going out and doing things, and maybe she's like into archaeological stuff. So she's not stealing technically because that would look bad, but
yeah.
like she is going out and collecting things and building relationships as that progresses. So I could see that being another connection for you. Like maybe you're ended up connected to both as well. So yeah.
I like that.
So if you're good with that, okay, great.
Yeah.
So and then everyone else, I know we've established Lloyd and Sam as being friends. So that leaves why would you choose Courtney's character, Princess
Uh,
Ari?
Vixie, do you want to read what I
Oh,
sent you? Because
I
I mean,
didn't. Yeah. Let me
it's
see.
in FLAC.
Yeah, I'm reading it right now. Sorry, I thought I would be able to read that at the end. If it's related, though, I'll
Because
read it right
this
now.
was something I was gonna keep secret, but like if it makes sense, it could
Mm.
work as motivation for why I would be chosen.
I'm gonna say no. I actually like that being a mystery,
Okay.
believe it or not, for it to come out later. But I
Okay.
do think like maybe so that said, I'm not gonna tell you what the secret is, Princess Ari. So why would you choose Courtney's character?
Why would you choose a nasty baddie who used to work for Bloth? See, my original pitch was like, I have a skill that you need. So
Mhm.
maybe I could either be someone who's very like knowledgeable about seafaring and like
Right.
actually sailing the ships, because I feel like we're might be missing that.
Mhm.
Or I can go more roguey of being like the pickpocket, lockpick, or lip reader, you know.
I had a moment. What if you're the Ayaz of the group and you do what Ayaz did to Ren and is like, I can get you a ship, no problem. And now we've stolen a ship. So
Yes.
Oh, that's great. I'm like, okay, I know someone get us a ship. Hey, Courtney, you're gonna get us a ship, right? You're like, yeah,
yeah, sure,
Yes.
no
Yeah,
problem.
let me out of here and I'll get you a ship. But yeah, like
deal.
if we don't have anyone who's an actual sailor, then maybe that's kind of the role that I should fill.
I think,
Yeah,
yeah. Mhm.
I took the pirate sailor.
Okay,
Okay,
so we've
perfect.
got
Then you can
two
do that.
sailors. Okay, no, that's fine.
No, no, I can definitely lean more into the roguey archetype stuff with like maybe I can do some of like the like I wouldn't be like a navigator, but maybe I can take like carpentry or engineering and do like the more technical
Hmm.
side, and you
Like
can be more like the
rigging,
ship
yeah.
captain type.
Yeah, like mechanical, basically different positions on the ship, which is fine.
Yeah.
But
So we can balance each other out.
I think as far as the pitch of having access to a ship, I really like the idea of Courtney's character having that. Like maybe you guys
Mhm.
have this moment of, great, we have a crew, we need a ship. And then like out of nowhere, Courtney's like, I got you. I got you if you let me out, you know?
Yeah.
I
um,
like that. Let's do it.
yeah. So great. So and that's gonna be hilarious because that's not gonna come back to bite you in the butt ever.
No, never. I love when
Okay.
things come back to bite me in the butt. It's fun.
Facilitating the ship. That brings okay, so as far as your ship goes, I'm gonna kind of wild see this a little bit because I do like the idea of building a ship together. What is the name of your ship? And
The
again,
Aurora.
we're gonna keep it moving at a good clip. What is it called?
The Aurora.
The Aurora. Ooh, I
Yeah.
love
I like
that.
that.
Oh my God. Am
Ooh,
I just stealing your
shit.
personal ship? Because that'd be hilarious.
That would
It's
I
actually
just a
be
got your
ship.
ship.
really
Have a
that
thing.
would
Hey,
be
but
really
mine's
fucking funny,
rubbish. I'm like,
actually.
my ship, yo, come on.
It's actually just been your ship the whole time. Like you come back and it's like actually that's the ship we were gonna give you, but also why did you oh my god. Anyway, so the Aurora. So talk to me about the Aurora. Is it fast and small? Large and armored? Like essentially like it could take a couple of hits? Or is it medium, average speed, but has like is capable of it has like a strong offense, like cannons and things. What of those three
Let's see.
would
I'm
you
trying.
prefer?
Oh,
Because I know the
I'm.
Wraith was small and fast. Like it
Mhm.
was a ship that was designed for mobility and speed.
Yeah, because I'm thinking about like, okay, what would a thief steal if they're going on a mission to get a bunch of treasure? The question is, are we trying to be inconspicuous or not? So that's up to the princess. So,
Yes.
and that's something we can, in character decide
Mm-hmm.
is the motivation. Because if you want to be sneaky about it, we should go for a smaller ship. But if you're just like, no, I'm out here, let's go get it, we can go for a larger one.
If we go for a larger one, now I like to point out that Bluff ship is so large, there's an ecosystem living
Yeah.
underneath.
Yeah,
That's
It
yeah.
has a
Like, well,
Dianoga in there.
true.
there's actually an image of Bloth's ship compared to the Wraith, and the Wraith is quite literally a dwarf, like dwarf-sized, like small, tiny, itty bitty compared to the just the hull of the of Bloth's ship.
Mhm.
Which I forgot the name of it, but it's also something
The
scary and intimidating.
yeah.
But yeah.
So, like, I feel like I want to leave the ship thing to you, Courtney, since like I feel like I'll be like, oh, I'll trust your judgment as to
Okay.
what the ship we should take.
Ooh, okay. Gosh, this is a hard one. I feel like my character, being a stealthy rogue type, doesn't want to get caught, so I'm leaning towards small
Okay.
fast. So like when something does come at us, we can be like, "Pew, we're out of here.
Small and
Drop the
fast.
sail.
Okay.
Get us
Be
out."
because it's small and fast, that does limit the amount of like self-defense you can have
Mhm.
on the ship. So it's you're not going to be like basically you're not going to have like a ton of cannons, but you can have one or two things on there that we can consider like if you wanted to use the ship as a weapon, I would allow that.
Okay.
And essentially, for the purposes of Cypher, we'll consider the ship's weapons as ciphers. with a specific charge, and then once its use is expended, it's done. So what kinds of things do you want as weapons? And I will allow unconventional ideas because in the world of Myr, you know, things don't work the way that we know them here on Earth. So
I have an idea.
I want flaming cannonballs.
flame. Okay. Well, actually, there's a little creature. There's a little creature that you can fire that does exactly that. Lloyd
So
knows.
I feel like before we do this, everyone should know that this one is biopunk.
Yes.
Biopunk.
Biopunk
yes.
is hell.
Everything is like a biological creature.
Yes. So there's like snails that you can fire. I think they're snails. There's some kind of
That
creature.
like disintegrate and like
yeah, the
acid like
acid
burns
thing.
it through. Yeah.
So
That
if
was
you
pretty metal actually.
you could have one of those if you want. So
I want a slingshot that slings those.
okay, slingshot with I'm gonna call them acid snails. I'm sure they have a proper name somewhere. Slingshot
Snail.
with acid snails.
Yeah.
Somehow we became the Wild Sea, and I'm fine with this.
Honestly,
so-
love the Wild Sea. Played an entire campaign in it. It was great.
Yes.
don't even get me started. It's one of my favorite games. I love it so much.
I love
Yeah.
Wild Sea.
But yeah.
Yeah, or just a slingshot in general. It doesn't necessarily just have to shoot like acid snails, but like I'm also a big fan of hot flaming rocks.
Snails and hot flaming rocks. Hot flaming
yeah.
rocks.
And
Okay.
like masts, big masts that like we could like swing across onto
Like Errol
other
Flynn style.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the physics of that doesn't actually work. But you know what? It's a cartoon, so you can do whatever we
It's a
want.
cartoon,
Yeah.
I can do what I want.
Listen,
Yeah.
it's a cartoon where Ren is like free running / parkouring, and he just got there. So
Yeah.
you know.
My thought,
yeah.
something I'd love to have on the ship is maybe like a mist making machine, something that obfuscate us. If
What
we
it-
need to,
okay.
like,
Ooh.
So I'm gonna allow it to be like a cipher because
Mhm.
magic is very like ecomancy exists in this world.
Mhm.
So it'll be like a magic item that maybe you
Okay.
have or that's embedded into like another item that allows you, we'll call it like that's a mist making machine that's for cover. Essentially it allows you to have a level of camouflage if you're trying to move somewhere stealthily. So if you use that, I'll let it ease like a stealth task.
Yeah, that was my thought, is it's like something that's on the ship.
Okay, perfect. Maybe that's what that particular ship is known for. Maybe it has
Yeah.
a reputation for like being a
Thanks.
super covert ship,
Mhm.
a sneaky ship. But yeah, okay, cool. So those are a few things. I mean, the ship is we're not going to go super Wild Sea where we're not going to decide like areas of the ship or anything. We're going to have the basics. You're going to have a place, like you're going to have, and under the decks, you'll have your rooms, you'll have the captain's quarters, you'll obviously have the wheel, which you're going to be yelled at to take all the time because that's what Ios always tells Ren, take the wheel. But yeah, so as far as that, we can design rooms as we need them if we need to. It is a small ship, so obviously we're not going to have a ton, but it's functional. You'll have places to like sleep and eat and rest, and places to clean. Okay, so I think that covers the gist of what we will need for it. I'll actually make a little sheet for like your ship and stuff. All we need now is for you to build out your character sheets and for me to like figure out how the game is gonna start. Because we have all these fun little stories of we've got to get you to the prison there, Princess Ari, so that's gonna be fun. And then we got to set everyone else up to become part of this crew. So yeah, I think I'm trying to think. Does anyone else have any questions, comments, or concerns
I think I'm
before?
ready.
Yeah, we're in good shape. All right. We're feeling pretty confident. I'm excited to run this using Cypher system. I know I'm gonna go be like, hey, Monty Cook, guess what I did? But anyway, because if you haven't been keeping up with me specifically, I've been doing a lot of Cypher system games lately, since unintentionally. But yeah, here we are. Anyway, that said, I think that is where we are going to wrap up the episode, this episode with our session 0 for Pirates of Dark Water. So let me go ahead and thank all of you for joining us here today for this wonderful session 0. I hope that we've gotten you somewhat interested in this game that's based on a 90s cartoon. And that I would love to thank our chat mods for their hard work. It's Kimmy. Anyway, and as always, thank you to our amazing Patreons who keep us ad-free and independent. That let's go around the table one more time and remind people of who all of you are. Kimmy, sorry, I saw the chat. Please continue. So remind the chat who you all are and where they can find you. Starting with Courtney from the
Okay.
back.
Hi, I'm Courtney. You can find me on TikTok for now, at least, at Courtney Lee Craft, where I'm a semi-professional hurdy-gurdy player, and you can also see me here on this channel. I did cast-offs with Joe a couple years ago, and also I was on Trinity's Wake last year. So I guess this is my 2025 show, and I'm excited to get started now.
Yay!
This new group, and I'll pass it to Lloyd.
Hi, I'm also here. I exist as a human being. It's nice to meet you all. I can't wait to play Princess of Mare. And I'll pass it to Sam.
Hello, it's me. I'm Sam. You can find me across the interwebs at Lust for Life X. I'm all over the place, typically on Blue Sky because I don't really use Twitter anymore. You can find me on Transplanter RPG on Saturday playing Lumira. You can find me uh, Saturday mornings on SS Bad Ship. You can find me Saturday mornings here now too. Um, uh,
Are you just a
Follow
Saturday
me.
morning cartoon now?
I think so. And it's funny because both of like this game and also Bad Ship are both games that are primarily based on like Saturday morning cartoons. So it's like this one, and then in Bad Ship we're playing Scum and Villainy. That's like Cowboy
Oh my
Bebop
God. I love
in a
this.
way, like Saturday morning anime. So yeah, if you like the type of stuff, you can follow me on the internet. And that's where you will know what I'm doing because I do a lot and my brain. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Mhm.
Who's next, Joe?
It's me. It's a me. Hi, I'm Joe. This is my first campaign after being away for a while. You can't find me anywhere. I dare you to try. In fact, I double dare you.
There's a guy on
Um,
TikTok that does that. Don't do that.
you can also just go to joekou.card.co. That's CARRD.co. That's where I keep the information you'll need to get a hold of me. But don't. And that's it.
Great. And my name is Vixie Bell. I've been your friendly neighborhood GM for this wonderful session 0 of our upcoming Pirates of Dark Water TTRPG that I'm super excited for now. I can't wait to see these characters in action. And you can find me everywhere on the internet, either at Vixie Bell or over at the Pocket Dragon Pub, where I also play and run games. I'm also in a lot of other places. I tend to joke around that I'm the guy that's in everything, but no one really knows them yet. You can keep up with me on socials for all of the places in which I appear. That includes here at the Happy Jacks Network. So be sure to join us on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time for your regularly scheduled Saturday morning cartoons, because that's usually when we'll have our sessions, provided that, we can have our session. Sometimes life happens, and that's what happens. But if you want to catch up on past episodes, you can always visit us on happyjacks.org/Pirates of Dark Water. And if you want to find all of the other APs on the Happy Jacks Network too, so you can visit, and if you want to find all the other APs on the Happy Jacks Network, visit happyjacks.org for all of that. Thank you so much, everyone, and we will see you real soon. Have a great rest of your day. Bye.